Hey guys, my name is Ryan Kane, and I'm doing my walkalet on the movie Disturbing the Peace. And it's really just kind of going into looking into Israel versus the Palestinian conflict that is still taking place today. So, just kind of a little overview of the movie talks about kind of how they're really just struggling to gain peace, and the conflict's still going on today, and how people are dying every day in both countries due to this conflict. And the movie did a phenomenal job recreating some scenes told by each person on both sides, which was the Palestinian and the Israeli army, which they refer to as the occupations. So here I have a little New York Times article that kind of shows or gives a little review of the movie and talks about it overall and how the movie affected them and what they thought about it. Going into this, cinematic elements, so kind of talked about the different camera angles and the different moods that the movie kind of gave me and made me feel. So really just talking about these different scenes where people were depicting their life as being a part of the army and talking about how that really affected me and made me feel. Personal response kind of ties in as well to that other paragraph, but just kind of talking about the conflict and my kind of viewpoints on it, saying that I think that neither side is correct and they both need to kind of fight and become better in terms of gaining peace by not feeling like they're the victim but owning up to their own actions and knowing that they're both killing people and one or the other is not right, but they both need to come together and actually fight for peace and do that by owning up to their own actions. This article kind of goes talking about really just the struggle comes down to two narratives, which that being the Palestinian side feeling victimized due to the Europe's treatment of the Jews. So they think that the Jews are taking it out on them because of their past treatment that they've had with other countries such as Germany. And Israelis feel an attachment to the land and they feel a sense of disrespect from the Palestinians, which is kind of the basis for this conflict and why it's still a thing today. This video is just kind of giving a little background into that and showing why the conflict began and why these countries are still not necessarily the most fond of each other. So, for a reflective response, really just reference back to the movie and mentioned how the different components, such as interpersonal relationships, political motivations, and familial responsibilities and differences of cultures, all played an impact and role in the movie. And one story of how a 9-year-old boy got caught throwing a Molotov cocktail at an Israeli army truck, and then also a mother who had to tell her daughter that she was going to go on a suicide mission, a Palestinian woman. So just kind of tying family and those components into these components and showing how it really affected the movie overall. And then here's a tweet I included showing that the Israeli versus Palestinian fight is still a real thing and is still alive today. And a picture there showing a Palestinian woman kind of shouting at a Israeli officer. And then to end it, a political cartoon showing the irony of how, although these sides think that they're doing good for their own country and they're actually like benefiting their own society, they're actually just collecting bodies and they think they're becoming even, but they're actually going the opposite way and not reaching peace due to the amount of people that are being killed in each society. So overall, that's my walkalet, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.